shape of skull was there. And if you see more carefully, now if you look from the top, there is a asymmetry between the frontal margins also, and even on the straight view you will see that there is a problem with the facial or craniodysostosis. It's important to note that these can also cause changes in the eye muscle functions. And if we examine the eyeball, the position, now you're seeing that there is an section of the superior oblique and the inferior has shifted from here. So both inferior oblique in the right and the superior oblique in the left eye was showing the retinopathy, as I said, was not very significant. Nothing was done. There was an inferior oblique in the right eye and superior oblique in the left eye. And if you see the 9 gazes, now concentrate, you'll see there is an exotropia. On looking down, the exotropia has become much more. Okay? The exodeviation increased. And if you look at this, what is happening at this side? Now, this eye has gone more hypo. The left eye is not only more exo, but also hypo. So this is because of the superior in the left eye. Okay? Compared to when the superior rectus is in this gaze, hypo position is more. When you look in the other eye, here this position, you will notice there's a hypertropia of the right eye. So whenever we are for the inferior oblique, we have to look at the limbus, compare the limbus of the eye, provided the head is straight, and the inferior limbus in order to see if it is higher than the other inferior limbus to come inferior oblique overaction. And here it's a superior limbus which is at a lower level to comment on the suboblique overaction. And you'll also notice there is a marked A pattern in the down gaze and sort of V, because it is becoming an X which is becoming more V, more divergent as well as down. This is a fundus photo. As Dr. Santan Gopal was saying, you will see that corroborative changes in the fundus itself. Now, in the right eye, I don't see much of extorsion here, probably because one eye is fixing and all the torsion has been transmitted to the other eye. It's giving you an intorsion of 15 degrees. Why? Because this fovea is not in the margins of the two lines. The two lines which should pass through the middle or the lower 1/3 of the disc and the lower margin of the disc. These are the two limits in which the fovea normally lies. In this case, we see the fovea is lying much higher than this, and if you measure with the protractor, it will be 15 degrees of intorsion in the left eye. The patient with a height over L 12-14 prisms, in primary positions 30 to 35 with R over L 12 to 14, same, and little less in the down gaze. And the prism bar cover test for near is only change in the exodeviation. So you can again check all the 9 gazes, and there is no difference between the objective angle. So it's not an incomitant squint which is doing that. So the diagnosis is, we all know it's a craniosynostosis. To be more specific, it's a plagiocephaly with an A pattern exotropia with a right inferior oblique overaction and a left superior oblique overaction. What will you do? What are the options that one would like to do? Anybody from the audience? How would you like to manage?
In the eye,
6x6 in each eye, and the left lateral rectus again 7.5 with a posterior thenectomy of superior oblique. And see, remember, if you don't do the inferior oblique and the superior oblique, both R by L are not getting corrected in not only in the primary position. The R by L in the lateral gaze, left levo gaze, is because of inferior oblique, and in the dextro gaze is because of the superior oblique. So both need to be tackled, and both are not actually adding up so much as you are afraid of. And you'll find that correction is optimal, and after that you see these up gazes, the primary position is corrected, as well as in the down gaze the A pattern gets corrected, as well as the superior oblique overaction is also corrected. What I wanted to show this, the take home message, what we talk of plagiocephaly, nowadays we have the 3D reconstruction. Now this is a coronal suture which gets fused earlier in plagiocephaly, and this causes a metropositioning of the trochlea, which is desagittalization or weakening of the superior oblique, like this figure shows. Now this is the superior oblique. At the trochlea it is taking a turn and it is going backwards and inserting. In a desagittalized superior oblique, this is going to underact because the vertical action will not be as much as of the inferior oblique. But if you have a little more pronounced positioning of this, then this is actually more frontally placed, and that is what happened in our case. It was an inferior oblique overaction because of a desagittalized superior oblique on the right side and a more forward trochlea in the left side causing a superior oblique overaction. So the same problem can be there, and